Hey guys! So how are you doing? Okay, so I want to jump on and share with you guys how we have a grocery plan of $50 a week for a family of 3. But before I get started, let me tell you a little bit about me and who I am. So my name is Kayla. I have been a wife for 3 years and a mom for 1. I have the most amazing husband and little boy who loves to smile at just about everything. And I don't know about you guys, but I love doing creative projects and I love serving the world with those talents and love being a Beachbody coach and all that entitles. But I also love saving the money, not just, making money to bless my family or making an income to bless the world, but also I like to actually keep the money that we make, in the sense of sometimes you can make more, right? And then it just seems to disappear. I don't know how that happens, but I'm sorry if the camera is a little shaky. I could not find my phone stand. All right, so let me dive into some really simple tips that you can do to tweak your grocery shopping and how it works for us and how we get it down to $50 a week. So, I don't know if you guys have ever been familiar with the Financial Peace University guru, Dave Ramsey. He's an amazing financial advisor. He has lots of great tips on budgeting, getting out of debt, and building your savings. And one of the cool budget tips that he gives is when you're doing your budget for your groceries or your food, to not let it exceed 10 to 15% of your income. So if you have a really high yearly income or monthly income, 10 or 15% might be a lot. But that's kind of where I like to fall into. Or if 10 or 15% is too much, I like to fall into the category of $25 per person in the household. So whatever works easier for you as far as math-wise or income-wise. So $25 per person per household. What this includes for us as a family is this only includes food. So no baby items, no paper products, no cosmetics, or toiletries or anything like that. This is just food. I do have another budget line for those things, and so we keep those separate. But it's $25, so it's me and my husband. My son is 1 year old and he actually eats what we eat, but I don't budget $25 for him because he just kind of shares off of our plate. And because I have my baby line, like the formula and diapers and those kind of things, in a different budget category, I don't worry about that here. So he doesn't get baby food and he doesn't really get baby snacks. On occasion we get those fun little puffs for him, but for the most part he eats what we eat, so it makes it very simple. All right, so that being said, here are some really easy ways to tweak your budget. The first is to only use cash or gift cards. No credit cards or debit cards, because it can be so easy just to swipe that card and spend more than your $50. I know that for me, that is the case. If I have my debit card, then even if I know I can only spend $50, it's so easy to spend over that. But if I have a cap of cash or a gift card that obviously there's only a certain amount on there, then I can only spend a certain amount. And I take my list and I take my calculator to the store and get it done. Okay, the other thing that we like to do is we follow a meal plan. Now, I'm a Beachbody fitness coach, so I follow the meal plans from Beachbody, and they're really awesome and amazing. And honestly, the portions, it's a lot of food, guys. I don't know if you've ever done one of their programs, but it is a lot of food. But it's also really helpful for portions. So because we follow that, I actually buy less food, I buy less junk, I don't really buy any processed foods. And all of those kinds of foods can be really pricey at the stores, especially processed snacks. and processed foods. Speaking of snacks, now I have a husband who works full time who absolutely loves, he's a snacker, and he actually really likes snacky type foods. So if I am going to make something, or he does want something, we typically try to make it. So like example, trail mix. Instead of buying a big thing of already made trail mix, which is really pricey, I will go out and I will buy like the cranberries and the nuts and the pretzels and those kind of things. And I'll just, spend $20 1 month and buy all of the ingredients, and then I will make huge bags of trail mix that will last him for weeks. So that's kind of what we do with that. All right. The other thing, I forgot to mention, the other thing is that we do live in Florida, so the pricing, I'm going to mention a couple stores that we use. The pricing might be a little different where you're at. Do your research on the stores, and you can find some really great deals just with a little hunting. I have found that butcher shops, farmers markets can also be a really great deal. So where we shop is Aldi's and Fancy Fruits. Those are my two favorite stores. For special items, or maybe like for birthdays, special occasions, fancy dinners, I might go to Trader Joe's, and we might hit up Whole Foods for a date night. But for the most part, it's usually always Aldi's or Fancy Fruits. What I like to get at Aldi's are eggs, almond milk, any of my pastas, my sauces, my grains. And if I am going to get some frozen things, like maybe blueberries aren't in season, so I want to get frozen blueberries, I might get that at Aldi's. I also get diapers and formula there because they are the cheapest in town. And I'm trying to think what else that we get there. I get my cheeses and things like tortillas, oatmeal, breakfast items at Aldi's. The things I get at Fancy Fruit are usually meats and produce because their produce is super fresh. It tastes amazing. It's a little bit more expensive than Aldi's, but it's super fresh. And their meat, I believe, is butchered in-house. Don't quote me on that because I'm not sure, but it's really, I've never had a problem with their meat. It's always fresh and it's always very reasonable. Okay, so we get that done. Those are the two places that I shop. The other thing that we do to really help keep our budget down, and this is huge, this is the biggest tip that I can give you to save money, is to use and eat up everything in your house before you go shopping. This is tremendously helpful because of a couple things. It shows you what you have been overbuying. It showed me what I had been overbuying. It showed me what kind of foods that maybe somehow ended up in our pantry that we didn't really like. So not to buy those. And it also kind of shows us like how much money I've been spending on things that like we didn't need. So if I have to eat half a bag of something that's going to be, going stale or something, well, don't eat stale food, but if, it's been sitting in the pantry for a while and I got to eat it now because I don't like it, well, I will make sure I will not buy that item again. So eating everything you have in your fridge, you have in your cabinets, you have in your freezer, you'll be surprised at how many things that you'll find in there and how many dinners you can get away with without having to go to the grocery store. So it'll save you a ton of money. All right. The other thing is to stick to a meal plan. Might have said this, but stick to a meal plan because it will help you when you go to the grocery store not to spend things on food that catches your eye as you go down the aisle. Guilty as charged. I know I have gone to the store with a list in hand sometimes and have seen something that just, I have to have it. And I put it in my cart. But if I stick to my meal plan and if I stick to my menu, then that won't happen. Also, don't go shopping when you're hungry. I have made that mistake and you always end up buying more. Okay, my fifth, sixth, I don't know. Another tip that I have is to repeat meals. Now, we all have had those meals where we've made a lot and then we end up having leftovers. I'm not actually talking about leftovers. What I'm talking about is actually making the same dinner twice or even 3 times. So for example, for lunches, I might do boiled eggs and salad a couple days in a row. Or we might make one meal like salsa chicken on Monday and then we'll make it again on Wednesday. But we repeat meals because it's easier to buy a lot of the same ingredients than to buy a ton of ingredients for multiple meals. So making the same meals. And I use a lot of meals with the same ingredients. So there's kind of always a theme throughout the week. For example, if I'm doing maybe a taco salad, I might also do like fajitas and omelets and things that are going to use a lot of the same, maybe veggies or proteins. So when I go to the store, it makes it really easy just to be like, okay, I need peppers for every single meal this week, or I need carrots for every single meal, instead of buying a ton of things that, you know, have you ever had that one ingredient that you buy for a meal and then it just sits in your pantry? So yeah, use a lot of the similar ingredients in your meals. And then, let's see. Did I mention gift cards? I think so. So going to the store with only the gift card in hand or the cash in hand really helps you stay on track. So those are some of our easy peasy meal tips to keep it under or at $50 a week. And oh, the other thing, this is key too. If we run out of an ingredient, unless it's like crucial, like milk for the baby, I pretty much don't buy it until the next week. So if we run out of eggs, then we get creative and we make something else. That way, you know, we're not needlessly going to the store and buying more of something. I remember the other thing I was going to say. The last tip to keeping your meal budget low is not actually to buy anything processed or drinks, but to make everything. So, for example, instead of buying instant oatmeal that it's already flavored with all of the seasonings and spices and stuff, I actually just get plain oatmeal and add my own. The same with any kind of rice or pasta. We don't buy any boxes that are already mixed. We just buy the plain pasta, the plain rice, and we add our own seasonings and our own proteins and our own veggies, and it makes it a ton cheaper. So there you go, guys. Those are my tips for keeping budget under $50 a week for 3 people, and I hope those benefited you. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.